Welcome to Soup for the Soul. No portion of Soup for the Soul may be used without the expressed written consent of Kimmy Wyatt. Thank you for joining this Soup for the Soul. This Soup for the Soul is called Sacrificing Your Kids or Kid for a Man. And I am walking around, but not only that, I am washing clothes, so you may hear my washing machine. But sacrificing your kids for a man, your kid or kids for a man. Pet peeve, women who are so freaking desperate to have a man in their life. Some of them will not even admit this because they don't even know this is whom they are. They don't even realize this is abnormal. They just they think it's just life. I'm supposed to have someone in my life walking with me, talking with me. And so what they'll do is sacrifice their kids in a manner of, this man is doing something illegal that he is not supposed to be doing. Well, anything illegal means something you're not supposed to be doing. So I retract that statement, part of it. But your man is doing something illegal, and he lives with you. He's probably even the father of your children, and you know he's doing something illegal. Yet, you are condoning in it because of your silence, if you are silent, but not realizing the impact of what he's doing and how that's going to impact your children in the future. Some people will look at it like, some women, he's not going to last forever. He's just doing it, stacking his dollars or whatever, and it's just temporary. No. But he's on the phone, probably talking on the phone. He's talking with you. He's talking with other people. And these kids are absorbing these conversations and hearing what is going on. And so never fails. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay. That is one of my favorite quotes, or that is one of my most used quotes verbally. Not on paper. The apple does not fall far from the tree. And for those of you who have never heard this, or have heard it but really didn't know what it meant, that means you are one blink away from acting like your mama or your daddy, or whomever raised you. They are the tree and you are the apple. And when you fall, you don't fall that for an apple. It just falls down on the ground. So the apple does not fall far from the tree. You're going to act like who raised you. Okay? You're going to act like them. Period. And I take that back because that's not necessarily true. Okay? But in the normal realm of things, you're going to have some character traits of the person or people who raised you. Okay, you are. That's just natural. Astrology goes in there as well, but whatever your astrological sign is, that's you and who you are. But take into consideration your entire character is also inclusive of who raised you. You are going to act like or something similar to them. It may be on a lower level. It may be on a higher level, whatever that behavior is. But you are going to act like them, okay? And so these women sacrifice their kids for the sake of having a man in their life. And like I said, it doesn't matter if in most cases it's probably the father. But then what's going to happen is, like I was saying, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Let me go back to that. This child grows up and becomes a drug addict, becomes a drug pusher, pimp. He becomes a sex fiend. He becomes something else, something that you never thought that your child would become. And probably if you hadn't listened to this Soup for the Soul, you would never be able to figure out why your child turned out the way I'm being funny. Why your child turned out the way that he or she did. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. If you keep your kids from negativity, if you keep your kids away from adversity, if you keep your kids away from anything that's going to attribute to their character as much as you can, you're going to have a mighty fine child in most cases. You're going to have a mighty fine adult child, because they're still your children. And it amazes me how women are so, I got kids by my baby daddy and we're still together. And I want to say, F him, excuse me. I'm going to tell you, I was married part of my children's life. I have to admit. But if my ex got out of character, because trust me, he was in character. That's why we got married. Let me stress that. But had he gotten out of character, who he normally was, then I'm out. And without being said, he was very well aware of that. There's just some conversations some people do not have to have. Character, my character, he already knew. Had he done anything, gotten out of character, then this character was gone. And the reason why men act the way, major reason why men act the way that they do today and have for some years now, at least about 10 years, is because of us women. The things we allow in our homes, the things we allow him to do, the things we, amazingly accept. When we were little girls, we would say we would never accept something like that. Oh no. If we did say that, when we were teenagers or whatever, we'd break up with someone in a minute if they were acting a fool. When we were teenagers, I know I would. I didn't, and I know I would have. Let me say that I didn't hang around people like that, but I'm just saying, had that occurred in my life, bye. Hasta la vista and all that. That's what you're getting. And so I look at these women and I shake my head like, you've not only lost it, you've lost yourself. You've lost your head. Because regardless of what you think, unless you're tying your kids in the bathroom and you got styrofoam cups around their ears or something like that, that's not even enough. But I'm being funny. Unless you got some bricks rather around their covering their ears some kind of way, you have their ear canal plugged. They hear things, and unless you have blinders on them, if any kind of like face mask or something like that, a sleep mask, they see and hear what's going on in that household. And you're going to find yourself in freaking court because that child is going to do the same or something similar. And although maybe your man didn't get caught, your child is going to get caught up in it. And then you sit there and scratch your head wondering, why would he do that? Where did he get that from? Where did she get that from? I've never done anything like that. No, you didn't do anything like that, but your man did. Something similar. Think back. Go back. Rewind. Click the back button on your life. Yes, he is the father of your children, and that makes it even worse. I think it's even worse when he is the father of your children and he's doing something he has no business doing, and you're accepting it. I think that is over the top worse than some man you're dating and who had a different, well, of course, even if you were married to him, he had a different childhood. So I was about to say something wrong, but he comes from a different brand. You come from a different brand, and y'all got together but because he comes from this different brand, he may be thug like or something. I'm just throwing an example out there, and it is what it is. I don't condone it, but I accept that more so than some. But he's not the father of your children, this dude, or maybe the father of one of them. No, he's not the scenario. He's not the father of any of them. I can get with that. Then some woman, some dingy that's with a man, and he is the actual biological father of her children, and yet she is accepting him doing something that he has absolutely no business doing, hanging around her kids. You need a checkup from the neck up. A real checkup from the neck up. You don't see it now. You're just living for the moment. But if you live long enough, if the good Lord blesses you to live long enough to see those children or that child grow up, watch out. There's going to be repercussions. Because you as their mother didn't do your job in raising them. And I'm not talking about feeding, changing Pampers, cleaning up the home, nothing that you didn't raise. You missed that. You missed something very critical that was happening in their life that you just let fly over your head. In most cases, when women do this, it is because, like I said, one, they're desperate to have a man in their life, whether it's the father of their kids or not, or kid or not. And two, most times they know it's some money involved in it. So when money becomes that important to you, where you sacrifice your kids along with sacrificing them for a man, you have issues. You have some serious issues. You need to go back to the drawing board. And please close your legs. We have enough problems on the planet. Close your legs. No more procreating for you. That's a wrap. It's generational, you guys. Okay, some of the things that happen in our lives are generational. That child may not do the exact same thing as their father. They may not do anything. You have some strong kids, you guys. I was one of them. No bragging, but I was. But I also wasn't around anything like what I'm talking about at all. By no means of the spectrum. But had I been, I like to say and think that I probably still would have been the strong person that I am. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. But when you have this parent that is so into money that hard, where they'll sacrifice their kids because their man is doing something he has absolutely no freaking business doing. I'm going to say it again. You close your legs. I guess I'm just from a different breed, you guys. I have men who love me because of whom I am, how I am. I have men who hate me because of how I am. I have no problem leaving you alone when I feel you not wrapped too tight. And I'm not talking about mental. No. I wouldn't be messing with you if you have a mental problem. I'm talking about hey, bring it down, partner, bring it down. I have absolutely no problem questioning your motives. What are you doing? And I have to say something to someone if they ever listen to this, Super the Soul. I am not talking about you, okay? Because people in their life is similar to what you're saying, and you got to say something because you don't want them thinking that they're talking about. Trust me, I understood your dilemma and what was going on in your life. So okay. But but on the other hand, it is what it is, you know. So I just take my hat off to all women who notice things, changes in their man if he wasn't like this initially. Notice that he's doing something that he has absolutely no business doing. And they're non-proactive on the issue. They don't agree with it. They're letting him know, hey, this is not good. This is not good for our children. Now, although they're not being harmed by any means of the spectrum by what you're doing, they are our children, and you're supposed to be the father and the head of household, the king. And this is for, you know, if you live with him, even if you don't live with him, but I'm just saying for this right here, you're supposed to be the king, the head of the household, and you're doing things that I don't want my little kings, my little queen and kings doing or being exposed to. Some people have nerves, you guys. I'm telling you. Some people do things in front of their kids, and it's like they think their kids obviously are dumb. But you would be hard pressed to find that I'm yawning right now. I'm sorry. A child who these days who's not all that smart. The kids these days, I'm telling you, they come out knowing something about the internet. I mean, like the internet. Oh, you know, like like my Pebbles. I'm just I made the baby sound that she makes. Pebbles from the Flintstones, but. Yeah, they come out knowledged. They come out knowledged and aware and alert and knowing what's going on. And it does not stop in most cases. It continues because this is how they were born. And so they catch on to things real quick. And then why would you want to be with someone that plants these types of memories in their mind, in even on a personal note and in your mind? You know, unless you plan on dying tomorrow, I mean, God gives you a good 40 years on top of the years he's already given you. You know, that's a long time. You know, you want to live 40 more years of your life knowing that your kids may have been affected by or was affected by something that their father or another man did. No. You know. And it's possible to happen. So, this is Kimmy Wyatt. I'm going to get off of here. Hasta la vista. Buenos Aires. Buenas noches. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao Bella. Ciao Bello. Smooches. I'm going to say bye, but let me think. Did I forget something? No. Bye.